Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? First shout out the native. This one for the haters. You can tune in right now or catch this show later. Going up on Tuesday, night 7 p.m. Click the link in the bio, I'll send it to your DM. Saints going all the way, the Pelicans gonna do it too. This is sports overtime, and we cover all the news, and we breaking all the rules. Let me put my city on. Soon as bro touchdown, I'm about to get my gritty on. This is sports overtime. This is sports overtime. This is sports overtime. Sports overtime. Sports overtime. I do it. I did it. I done it.
The mic from yours.
Got you.
Testing 1 2. There we go.
There
Y'all
we
got
go.
us now.
There we go.
Okay.
All
Guess
right, we
what? We
back.
need to start over right
Let's
quick,
go.
y'all. I am so sorry.
Yeah, we definitely live, man. Sorry for that. It's a little technical difficulties, but no, we're gonna keep going.
Okay.
We'll keep going. We'll keep going with it. So again, y'all, if you shout out to our sponsor, Bear Law Firm. Again, y'all need anybody to defend you, please hit up Bear Law Firm at 504-372-0111. We also want to give a big shout out to Element Sports Beverage because they definitely are the official drink of Sports Overtime. So big shout out to Element Beverage Company.
Yes.
And then we also want to give a shout out to Bayou Furniture, man. Bayou Furniture is located in Marrero, and they are also a sponsor of Sports Overtime. So if you need some furniture, definitely go to Bayou Furniture.
Here we go.
And here,
Buy you a bedroom set. Buy you a cozy sofa set. Buy you a great mattress. Buy you a dining room set. No credit, no problem. Bayou Furniture delivers it all with value, selection, and it's all affordable. We do it right by you. Bayou Furniture.
definitely, man. So definitely shop at Bayou Furniture for all your furniture needs, mattresses, tables, everything, man. So shout out to Bayou Furniture. So let's jump right into it. The sound is good.
Look, we got everybody. No sound. Okay, here we go.
All right, we on? We good?
Y'all here? We hot?
We hot?
Audio good.
All right, cool. So we got to
All right.
jump into the Saints news, man.
What's up, Glenn?
The number one topic right now that's going on is Mike Thomas has, and I quote, a little hamstring injury. What's your thoughts on Mike Thomas and his hamstring injury?
I'm gonna just say this, man. Mike Thomas was having a great camp.
Mm-hmm.
He was looking like the Michael Thomas of 2019, and everybody was happy.
They jinxed him.
Right. They had
They
to
jinxed
because here we go again. And them hamstring injuries, man, that scares me just like the ankle injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope it's just something minor, and I hope he'll be all right for game 1 against Atlanta because we need him.
Well, all reports was that it wasn't that that serious. So
Right.
I think with the time off in between, and that's one good thing about the new preseason schedule, he'll have time to rest at this time and get back. I think he'll be all right. I think it's just basically he hasn't really been practicing this much and his conditioning. We don't know how it was. I mean, they was pushing it. Maybe they felt like they pushed it a little bit, and I think it was more of a tweak of a hamstring than an actual hamstring pull.
Yeah.
The way that Dennis Allen was kind of explaining.
No, you're definitely right. And also, they had a doctor that kind of did some analysis on it and said, in California, when he was by himself, he was just going 50, 60%. And then when you came back to New Orleans for training camp, now they're pushing it and they're going 90, 100%. So there's always going to be a small little tear or an injury, because he hasn't been playing on it for so long. So, again, the reports were that, it is minor. So thankfully that is the case. Hopefully, thankfully it's not nothing serious.
Yeah, I don't think like I said, I think it's more of a tweak than anything. And because look, let's get something straight. Michael Thomas keeps in very good shape.
Mm-hmm.
His condition is second to none.
For
I
sure.
mean, that's not a question at all.
For sure. But when you're coming off an ankle injury, a lot of fans are kind of like, oh man.
Oh, that's all you see on social media.
Yeah.
That's all you see is, oh my God, here we go again.
Yep.
Well, you know what? You can
People
say that,
panicking. Everybody was going crazy
you
on
can say
Twitter.
that about a lot of players in different camps right now. People, they're really cautious because last year, they had so many injuries last year. It was all over the league.
They had 56 different starters last year. So
And it happened. It happened. These guys going at it, man. I tell you, it's.
And then you have a guy that hasn't went full speed in like 2 years.
right.
So his whole body has to get back used to full speed.
Mhm.
And he still hasn't been full speed in a game. So, I think he probably tweaked that ham because he's trying to get more in-game shape.
Right.
Trying to, and he might have just did a little too much. But, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I hope he's out there week 1, man. But again, we want him healthy. We want him back, not just for one game. We want him back for all 17 games. So definitely.
Let's just be thankful what happened now.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
During the season, we would have been like, oh my God. But also too, even with him, let's say for worst case scenario, let's say he doesn't play week 1. We still got Jarvis Landry. We still got Chris Olave. There's still Marquez Callaway. There's still Traquan. They still got receivers. That's the difference with last year compared to this year.
Yep.
Last year you had guys that were third, 4th, 5th, and 6th on the roster. Now they're, moving up to 1, 2, and 3. And then now you got guys that are going back to 4, 5, and 6. And Mike Thomas, Olave, and Jarvis Landry.
And that's and you bring up a great point, Nate. And that's the thing that people don't realize. Me and So talked about this. We went from last year having a bunch of backups at receivers.
Right. Our
where-
third, fourth, and fifth receiver was our 1, 2, and 3.
And now those guys are moving into fourth, fifth, and sixth spots, and some of them may not even make the team.
Exactly. So that's the thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. So they obviously went out. They upgraded that position. They know they needed to upgrade that position. Look at what they did in the draft. They traded a lot of picks to get Chris Olave because they knew that they needed a wide receiver who can create separation. And that was one thing that they failed at last year was creating separation on the line. And Chris Olave, as you've seen in the Packers game, he's smooth. He's able to run routes.
I said that since day one. I told you that when I seen him. It was very smooth. And that's another thing people don't want to realize too. I get we need Michael Thomas out there getting the reps, but Michael Thomas knows this system. You need, Olave and Landry, they needed the reps more than the other guys did.
Yep.
So it could be a blessing in disguise.
It could.
We know what we're getting out of Michael Thomas when he's on the field.
When he's on the field. But the thing is, we haven't seen him on the field for 2 years.
So well, I've been one of his biggest critics, but I honestly, I'm not. Well, honestly, and you know what? I can say today, so I'm not really worried about it. The man has showed to me he came in phenomenal shape, and I tell you, he's a team player. And to me, I think he knows how much he's welcome now.
Right.
Yeah. And I think he's one of them guys now that the younger guys look up to now.
Well, also too, he's been away from the team for 2 years, right? So he kind of wants to get back. You got to understand, he's known football all his life. He wants to get back on the field. He wants to play. He wants to be around his teammates. He wants to build that chemistry with Jameis Winston. So, that's why he's pushing himself to get back. But again, it's just a minor injury. A lot of people freaked out about it last week. So don't panic. Let's just see how it's going to play out.
Yep.
It's similar to the next topic we're going to talk about, and that's Jameis Winston. We talk about Jameis Winston. He had a foot injury. They said it was minor. And now guess what? He's returned to practice. Yep. So, hopefully the same thing can be said for Michael Thomas here in the next week or two. I just feel like with Michael Thomas, they're going to shut him down for about another week, 10 days, get him right, make sure he's good for the season. If he's ready to go, they're going to play him. We have a huge game week 1 against Atlanta in Atlanta. It's a division rivalry. It is a rivalry just in general, but we got to start off fast this year. We can't start off.
Yeah, I mean, the guy showed up and he's ready to go. He's not like some people taking a vacation with his family in the middle of training camp. I ain't gonna say no names, but I don't know what kind of organization they run there, but
right.
Just saying,
Right.
So, but with Jameis though, going back to Jameis, it is encouraging that he is back at practice. He is, practicing, and he actually made some moves yesterday where he's running out of the pocket. His knee's starting to feel better. His leg is starting to feel better. His foot is starting to feel better. And even today, they did a press conference with him, and he said, "Man, I'm feeling better. I'm starting to get back my rhythm with the receivers and things like that." So, we need him to be 100%.
Yeah.
Because we cannot be going 4 different starting quarterbacks this year. We just can't do it. We definitely can't. But we know what we have in Andy Dalton. Worst case scenario, if Winston is hurt at any point, knock on wood, he's not. But
and don't get us wrong, we only saw Andy Dalton one series against the Houston Texans.
So mad about that. He wanted to see him 2 series.
yeah, man. I want to give the defense time, the coach time to go say, okay, let's look at the iPads. Let's see what Andy did right down the field, 5 for 5. Yep. Let's see, can he do it again? Okay, one series. The Texans, everybody's cold. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's warmed up yet. Let him run about 2 or 3 series, and see what he's got.
Well, everyone should know Andy Dalton is here for emergency reasons only.
Right.
And that's it. That's what people need to understand. Because, as soon as he goes out there, he has one good series, and now you say, now we have a quarterback competition. No, you do not.
No, it's not a quarterback competition.
No.
But
people on social media.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody always.
Because so many people want to see Jameis fail, which I think is really sad, especially in our Who Dat Nation, Yeah. All we want the man to do is succeed and get better at his craft, which he's done. He's proven it. Right. The man was 5-2 last year.
14 touchdowns.
And people don't realize he tried to come back last year too.
Yeah,
he was trying to get ready to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But the thing is, to the man. You gotta understand, they're always gonna put the negative connotations on him.
We got a question.
Season, but
we got a question from Jerry. He said, "Hey guys, do y'all think that we should try and pick up Kenyon Drake for depth at running back since he's been cut by the Raiders, or should we stick with the running backs we have? I know the Saints had some interest in him at one point." What y'all think?
I think that when you look at the running back position and what they have at the running back position, you look at what they just did and what they're doing. They're moving Kurt Merritt, who is a wide receiver, to running back.
Yes.
Right.
So they're trying to transition him to
Right.
running back and him learn the running back position.
Right. Make him a receiving back.
Yep. They just
a
cut
running
Devin
receiving
Zigbo.
back.
They just cut
Mhm.
Devin Zigbo, who played in
Yeah.
the Packers game
So-
this past
So it
week.
look like we good, huh?
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you an idea that the Saints really feel comfortable with their depth at
What
running
they
back
have.
right now.
Right.
I mean, you
You know.
got Dwayne Washington, you got Abram Smith. You know,
Well, reports out of Vegas was that Kenyon Drake, he was really in bad shape, man. They said he's lost a serious step.
I mean, and that's the thing. And you got it's one thing you think about the name Kenyon Drake, and you're like, okay, he's a good player,
Mhm.
but also too, what does he still have left in the tank?
Right.
You know, if
He's been
the
around.
Raiders are cutting him, and Josh McDaniels is the new head coach of the Raiders, as we all know, Josh McDaniels was with the Patriots. The Patriots always like to use three
Yep.
running backs, right? So if he's saying that this guy, if they let him go, then something's wrong.
Yes.
And
I agree.
Kenyon Drake never wowed me. He
No.
always was a good back.
And always
You know what I'm
is.
saying? He wasn't no exceptional back. He
Right.
wasn't no great back
Right.
or nothing like that. So, I mean, Kenyon Drake, when you say that name, okay, I think about Miami Dolphins.
Mhm.
Yeah. Kenyon Drake, okay.
Yeah, I don't see them bringing him in at all.
No, I don't think so.
I don't.
I don't
No.
think so at all. Now we talk about the Saints and Packers. Obviously, the Saints lost this past week, 20-10 in
Mhm.
Green Bay. Right? They got some good workout. They got good workouts with the Packers this past weekend. Starters against starters. I think that's what they were looking for. The preseason was just like, we'll just let the guys who are trying to make the team.
And the
play.
defense is shined.
Yeah, and the defense
Both.
shined. Yeah, both days against Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they held him in check.
Mhm.
Malcolm Roach was doing his thing. Cam Jordan was getting sacks.
Yep.
Just the D line in itself is just going
Right.
to be vicious going into this year.
And their defense shined against us. Our offense.
did.
Andy, you didn't see that 5-for-5,
No,
Andy.
it was a
And
different
that's
team.
what I told you.
It's a
right?
different
But
team.
It's a whole different ball
You've
game now.
seen two really good top 5 defenses this year.
Yeah.
Going at it.
Yep.
And that's what it boiled down to.
And when you look at the Packers, you look at the Saints, a lot of people are questioning both of their offenses going into this year, right? They don't have Devontae Adams anymore, right? Who's going to be their number one star wide receiver this year? They got a bunch of people that would say they have no names out there. Obviously the
Right.
only person you really know, a couple people, is Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard. But other than that,
I'm telling you,
so it's like with the Saints, it's kind of like the same thing. Everybody wants to
Mhm.
see what the offense is going to do with Mike Thomas and Landry and Olave. Same thing with Green Bay, right? They want to see how they're going to maneuver themselves with Adams going to the Raiders. But on defense, the Saints and the Packers really have good top 5 defenses. for sure.
I've paid attention a little bit with the Aaron Rodgers situation,
Mhm.
with the Devontae Adams leaving. I honestly think, and I may be off base a little bit, but I honestly think at the end of this year, I think Rodgers is going to hang it up. I really
Think
do.
so?
I think he wants to see this season through.
After signing that big contract.
I think the way, if you hear him talk when they interview him, he says that he's not. I'm not playing that long. When they ask him
Yeah.
how long
he
you
did
going to
say
play,
that.
you can just hear in his
He did
voice.
say
It's
that.
like, I don't know if his heart's in it anymore, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you got to realize he gave Devontae Adams his blessing. What quarterback gives their number one target their blessing to leave?
Right.
And it's just going to be interesting to see,
Yes.
especially with them because, they're in the NFC. They're a team that's been powerhouse the last few years. They've always made it to the playoffs
Yep.
and NFC championship games, and then they end up blowing the game in the NFC championship game.
And that's been the biggest thing with them.
And
It really is.
even last year, they played the game, it was snowing, it was in Green Bay, and they lost to the 49ers.
It couldn't have been their weather anymore.
Exactly.
That was
Right.
their type
49ers
of game.
aren't used to that
Yep.
that type of weather. So
Right.
and they still won. So but going back to the preseason game, I want to get y'all take on Ian Book because I know y'all have some strong
Listen,
takes about Ian Book.
sometimes it's just ready. It's better to move on and let bygones be bygones, and just say, you know what, this guy's not an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, they wanted to see Ian Book in the Texan game, and I happened to go to that game, and I wish I didn't. But I was in Houston, and when Andy Dalton went right down the field, I said, oh, yeah, we probably going to go up 14-21-0. Andy going to do it again. Then when I saw Ian Book come in, and I was reading, I said, oh, they're going to let Book play the whole game. And, I mean, he had a few highlights, but, I mean, when you're a guy that's 6 foot tall,
Right.
and you overthrowing 6'3", 6'4" receivers, and they standing still, and you can't hit them on target. Come on, man.
I don't know what Sean Payton was thinking when he drafted this guy.
Well, that's what a lot of people on social media say. Like, we need to cut him. He's a product of Sean Payton. He reminds us of Garrett Grayson, right? Remember,
There's going to be
Garrett
a
Grayson?
lot of good quarterbacks cut in this year.
Whew.
Once we go to 53-man roster, and you're gonna have to
But I
decide
mean,
what you want to do.
Just looking at it from a Saints standpoint, I don't think that they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks on the roster this year. And if they do have a third quarterback, they'll just revert to Taysom Hill.
That's what it's going to be.
Yeah,
me and you
think-
talked about
yeah,
that.
I
That's
think
what
that's
I
what
think.
it's
That's the
probably
way.
gonna
I think
end up being.
Taysom's going to be a third emergency quarterback.
Mhm.
I think so, and I think that's the right way to do it because I just feel as though Ian Book just doesn't have it, man. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
And a lot of people
There's
say,
nothing
"Oh,
wrong
he's
with
playing
that.
with the second string or third string offense and receivers and that."
And we
But-
know what Sean Payton was
He played
looking
with the
was
first string
thinking
last year.
when
That's
he
what I was going to
drafted.
say. He played last year against the Dolphins, correct?
Yes, with the first
Mhm.
string.
He played with the first string. He didn't do anything. I was actually at that game, and I was like, "Dang, he ain't doing nothing." So
We know what Sean was thinking when he drafted Ian Book. Another breeze. Here we go.
That-
Another
that's
breeze.
Sean thought that about everybody
That
he
was so
drafted.
far. That
Every
was so
quarterback that he
far
drafted.
off. And that just makes me believe. And that's crazy. Y'all say that. That just makes most people thought that Sean Payton made Drew Brees. I don't think that's the case.
I think they made each other.
They made each other. It's kind of.
I feel,
I think so. I
I think they did.
Yeah, I think they both helped each other. It's kind of like Pete Carmichael. A lot of people say, "Oh, Sean was the offensive genius," but a lot of people didn't give Pete Carmichael his credit.
But people
Right.
don't give people. What I say about this is like a quarterback coach. Okay,
Mhm.
you take the guy that left Buffalo and is now the head coach
Mhm.
for the Giants,
Talk-
Brian
Yep.
Dibble. Brian Dibble.
Mhm.
He made Josh Allen the quarterback he is, and I don't care what nobody says because when Josh Allen first came in the league, his balls were so high, his balls were so low.
He was throwing it
He
like
was-
Cam, huh?
Oh, he was so
Mhm.
accurate. It was crazy. And Brian Dibble took him and groomed him into the quarterback he is today.
Mhm.
By the way, I did say I think he's the best quarterback in the league.
You did say that. He is going first in fantasy football at the quarterback position. So you know that.
Funny, huh? Funny. I said that a long time ago, Nate, huh?
You did. But one dude I do want to talk about is Chris Olave. He scored his first touchdown this past weekend.
Mr.
and
Smooth.
He's smooth, man.
Yeah.
He's so smooth. It's just exciting to see him out there. The way he adjusted his body to catch the ball.
It's
and
smooth. I'm telling you.
He's just.
It's
I
natural.
think he's going to
It's
have
natural.
a phenomenal year.
Yes.
If you had to go from a yardage and touchdown standpoint, how many yards and touchdowns you guys think he'll have this year?
I got him.
Well,
Okay, so go ahead.
we
You go.
did all three. We had Michael Thomas with about 80, 85 catches.
As if he plays.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
he was healthy when we made
made
those.
that, yep.
Yeah. So about 80 catches. Jarvis Landry about maybe 60, and Olave about 45 catches. But most of the big plays was Olave because Michael Thomas and Juice opened up, a lot of plays for him to go
Yeah.
deep and make the big play.
Right.
So
When we did our fantasy rating, we actually had him at about 55
mhm,
to 60 catches with about 7 touchdowns
Yeah.
mhm,
and around 800 yards.
Okay.
mhm.
I mean, listen, compared to what we had last year, I'll take anything right now.
Yeah, he's
Right.
he's
You know?
smooth. But I tell you right now, that kid, like what you said, me and you have been saying this, dude. He is so smooth. That's what makes him so special, man. And he's got a good head on his shoulders. And he constantly wants to learn, and you can just see that.
Mhm.
And that's what I like about it.
I love it, man. I just
You couldn't have got 2 guys to learn from, Michael Thomas and Landry. It couldn't have been no better for him.
And what
Right.
school does he come from?
Ohio State.
The Ohio
Oh,
State.
yeah.
The Ohio State, man. One more guy that I want to talk about, and then we'll just touch on the Chargers and Saints real quick. I want to talk about Chase Hansen. Obviously, he got hurt. The linebacker position right now for the Saints is very thin. It is very thin behind,
Yeah.
Pete Werner. You got Chase Hansen who got hurt. You still got Eric Wilson. He played very well in the preseason game. John Bostic. I mean, literally, I don't know what they're going to do if Pete Werner isn't available week 1. Are y'all nervous about
That's why
that?
I was really surprised. Even going into training camp, we knew we needed a linebacker. That's why I was so surprised they didn't go after Bobby Warner.
Wagner?
Wagner. I'm sorry, Wagner.
Bobby
Yeah, Bobby
Wagner.
Wagner. Yeah,
Right,
I'm
Bobby
surprised they
Wagner.
didn't go after him.
I mean, that or I don't know, man.
Or they didn't even give Quan Alexander a chance.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That was the one I didn't want to see.
And that was somebody that was waiting
And
for us.
he knows the system, and that
Mhm.
was the thing. They had talks, and they told him that he could come back, but he wasn't going to be a starter. They were rolling with Pete Werner.
And that's
Saul
that's
said,
the-
"Do y'all think we can make a play at Raekwon
Roquan
Smith?"
Smith from the Bears. I mean, you're going to have to trade some assets, and also you got to pay him. He wants to get paid.
I think we got
Exactly.
the salary to do that. I really do. With us going under the cap so much. You have the money right now.
I mean, but you don't want to get yourself in a bind towards the end of the year. You know, I know a lot of people always look at the salary cap
But
and
think
say,
about
"Well,
this-
we get under it.
Think
we'll
about
make
this,
moves,
Nate.
we'll
What did we
adjust
just
things."
what did we just say that we have depth at now? We have depth and
And
receiver.
receiver,
Okay.
yep.
So what do they? What does Chicago need right now?
They need a
They
receiver.
definited at receiver
You know how
right
they
now.
say-
Who you sending though?
You know how they
I
say
don't
people
know.
live
You
check
send
to check.
somebody.
Yeah.
We live season to season, so we can't worry about
They
what's
might-
going to happen at
They
the
might,
end.
they might take Traquan. They might take Traquan
So we need to do it.
in a
what we need
third
to do.
round or second rounder.
They might.
Yeah.
Because they need receivers bad over there right now.
If that's the case, I'll definitely do it. But
You heard what I said?
What?
You know how people say hey man, you live check to check. Well, that's how we need to live season to season. Don't worry about the end of the season. Worry about next year. Let's do it now.
Right.
Let's do what we need to do.
yeah,
to
run,
win.
run it up,
all in right now.
run it up, run the credit up.
Right. This
Run
is
the
our
credit
chance
up.
to try to get us a Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, I think that's a definitely a needed position for the Saints defense.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. One thing I do want to touch on is Trevor Penning. He had a real good game
Yeah.
this past week. The Houston game,
Better than Houston.
he didn't
yes.
have a good game. He did have a good game in the run game, but
Right,
passing,
right.
he did
I'm
not.
telling y'all, this kid is gonna. I'm telling you,
He's a mauler, man.
He wants the real game action. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's a mauler, and
Mm-hmm.
just seeing him on the field playing against the Packers, you always look to that left side to see what he's doing, and you can always see if they're running a play, he has a guy on the ground jumping on top of him.
Ruiz has not looked nowhere near as good as this kid has already.
No,
And that's just facts.
and he's actually been playing and practicing with the first team. In
the
practice,
coaches see it.
just in
The
case.
coaches
so,
see it.
yeah,
He's
definitely.
gonna be phenomenal in the run game.
Mhm.
Believe me, Kamara
Yeah,
wants
he's
him out
nasty.
there.
He's a road grader.
God.
Kamara wants him out there. That's for
especially
sure.
on them screens.
Oh,
Oh man.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But jumping in before we get these interviews going, Saints Chargers Friday night. The biggest question around social media right now is, should the starters play? What's your
Yes.
take on that?
Yes.
I think they should play at least
One series.
Yeah.
One
Look,
series.
I had to put that bold. Chargers versus Saints. Should some starters play? And I mean, this is the last preseason game before it's
Said and
all.
done.
Yep.
It's all said and done. So I think they should play maybe one or two series. Get them in, acclimated to the game
Yeah.
speed, and see what Jameis has on a couple drives. They better protect them because obviously we need them for week one. But I think they should play one or two drives. I'm going to that game. It's going to actually be my son's first Saints game that I'm taking.
And
him
I'm
to.
gonna miss it
So
because I got a draft. I got a damn
listen,
draft.
I would. This ain't rumors, and y'all can tell me this is just speculation. People talking around the city and stuff
Mhm.
like that. There is speculation. Y'all might get y'all wish because they said after the Atlanta game, there may be some discussions about Deion Jones. After the Atlanta game,
okay, I'm down with that.
they said from words from his family. That's what they said.
Yeah.
Word from his family is that he would welcome that.
Ooh.
Okay. Would Atlanta welcome that
Yeah,
though?
that's the thing.
They gotta
Guess
be,
who's over
say
there,
yes.
though? Our OGM.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Hopefully that works out. I'll definitely be excited about Deion
Yeah.
Jones. Definitely, man.
But I think we should see, a few starters get some work. I want to see Mark Ingram get a little work. I want to see Alvin Kamara get a little work.
Davenport.
Get everybody ready, man. Warmed up a little bit for that first game in Atlanta, bro.
yeah.
we
Tyrann
got to come hard.
Seeing Tyrann Matthew out there.
Yeah.
May
See, I see them. Those guys need to get in this game action in this new system.
Lattimore.
That's what Lattimore. We ain't seen him at all.
Yeah.
Yes, we drafting, bro.
Vincent.
You gonna bring on the
Vince
jump?
is excited, man. Vince is excited about your draft. He been texting me like, man, I'm in soul draft, man. I'm in two of them. I'm going
He
crazy.
excited.
Yeah, he excited, man.
Is he
But,
drafting against? Which one he's in?
He's in my new league and also in the big league.
Yep.
He wants to see how Nathan won.
Listen, shout out to him, man. Shout out to Vince. Me and Vince
Yeah.
actually used to do a sports show together when I was in college. So big shout out to him.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, Vince called me the other night, man. He said, I just was hollering at you, bro.
Yeah,
He a cool
yeah,
dude.
he cool, man. Shout out.
Cool
to Vince.
dude. Cool.
So that's the Saints. I want to jump into Shaw.
Yeah.
We at Shaw. We're live at Archbishop Shaw right now. And a lot of people, again, might say, why are you guys doing the show live at Shaw, right? You see our Shaw gear. I'm an alma mater of Shaw. And, man,
We were invited.
we were invited.
Well,
I'm excited to be here. Richie Rich set this up for us.
Yeah, my stepson, he goes here. I'm a part of the Gridiron Club. So we decided to come over here. Jason asked us to come, so we did. Bring on Hank and stuff and the coaches.
Yep,
Yep.
definitely. So we're gonna interview first Mr. Tom ALEF, the athletic director. We're also gonna have Brandon SURRENCY, the director of advancement, and then we're also gonna have Hank TIERNEY, the head football coach. So let's bring him on.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know he's
Without
been waiting
any
for 30
further
minutes.
ado-
I hate having him wait.
Without any further ado,
Without any further
grab
ado,
that chair and pull it on.
come on down.
How you doing, sir?
Doing well.
Welcome to
Mr.
Sports
Tom
Overtime.
ALEF, director of, athletic director.
Yeah.
So, man, I'm just glad to be back here, man. Just being in this library and seeing everything, pulling up here today.
Nate is like a
And
kid
he
in a
actually
candy
remembers
store.
me, which is pretty cool.
That was funny.
He remembers
yeah,
me.
He did.
So,
He knew you.
yeah, so that's pretty cool. But, man, we got to ask you. There's a lot of buzz around Shaw. Obviously, Coach Hank is back. Last time I was here, we didn't have a stadium. Now we do have a stadium. So just talk about just the buzz around the school and with Coach Hank back, and how easy your job is, I guess, as an athletic director, being that all of that is happening.
Well, I mean, it's been a collaborative effort. Father Lou Malinelli, our previous director, is the one who, along with a dedicated group of alumni, got the stadium off the ground, built it. It took a couple of years, and it's not finished yet, but it's going to be unbelievable when it is. We've been playing games in it for 4 years now. We won the very first game that we played in there on a Saturday afternoon against Vanderbilt Catholic. 120 degrees. It was the hottest day ever. So
How was that feeling, though? You guys got a win there.
it felt great,
Yeah.
especially the way things have been going in football for the last prior to that.
Yeah.
Look, let me say one thing. It's a beautiful stadium. Our referee for Jefferson Parish, and we had our championship game in that stadium. You guys, thanks for letting us do it there. We usually do it at West Jeff, but we did it there. Was it last year or the year before? I know we did it. It probably was last year. But it's a beautiful stadium.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. That's one of the things when the Archdiocese gave us approval to go forward with constructing it.
Mm-hmm.
They mandated that it's a community stadium. So we're constantly reaching out, trying to find groups, whether it's football or soccer or rugby or whoever, to play in that stadium. We invite AOL. AOL comes over and plays their pink game over there every year. So yeah, it's not just Shaw Stadium. It's a community stadium.
Yeah.
My guy Saul right here, Saul Munoz Jr.
You said last year.
He's one of my my refs, my line judge. Yep. I mean my umpire. I'm sorry.
he gonna kill you soon.
I don't know line.
Oh man. So, but again, just the buzz and everything going on right now. I mean, it's just fun. It just seems like
I mean, that's certainly a big tip of the hat to Father Lou Malinelli, who got this thing rolling. But then it had to be brought to a different level, and I think that the buzz right now. First, Father Steve Ryan, our new director, comes in, and he's so positive, and he's so full of energy, and he's going 24/7. I mean, he's cleaning up campus on the weekends. He's at every event, and his enthusiasm has meant a lot to Shaw in the past 2 years. Something that we really, really needed coming together. And of course, he was the single person behind bringing back Coach TIERNEY, who here I am. I'm in my 19th year at Shaw, and prior to that, so I got here right after Coach left, and prior to that, I was coaching on the East Bank, getting beat by Shaw all the time. So my observation of him was from the outside in. I had a great deal of respect for him because all the games he won, the district championships he won, the players he put in college every year, and a great deal of respect for him. But now I'm getting to see why he has all that success from the inside out. And I can tell you, don't let his age fool you. I can't keep up with him. He go.
Oh yeah, I seen it firsthand, man. He's got a lot of energy.
Yes, he does.
He does.
Not stop. So, in his role, besides being the head football coach, which, by the way, is what he really wants to be, is the head football coach here. He's also in the advancement office, so he's generating more interest throughout.
Yeah.
He knows people
Oh yeah.
all over the United States,
Yes.
not just around here. But it's a big shot in the arm for Shaw, and the enthusiasm, his commitment to excellence, what he demands of his coaches and his players. It's a joy to watch.
I tell you what, it's very good too, and I don't know exactly how many, but I know he's had a lot of transfers from other schools to come since he's been here, which is a very good thing.
Yeah,
and that just shows you the impact that he has on young men and people want to be in his system.
Absolutely right.
You know, I could just from talking with him, I could just see just something in his eyes. You know, he loves it, and he loves teaching young men how to play the game of football.
Absolutely right.
Yeah,
So-
and I actually, to elaborate on that, I had somebody actually send me a message today on Instagram when I posted the video that we were coming here, and he responded and put, "Coach is amazing. He made me believe in myself and sent a few recruiters my way." So
And
when you see that, it's like,
and
wow.
that's the story about it. And people don't realize it. It ain't just about football.
Mhm.
It's not. It's really about these men coming to him, and he teaches them on some levels how to be a man.
Exactly right.
And be responsible. And I see a lot of alums that I know that I'm friends with that went here, and they all say the same thing about Hank. He taught me how to be a man. He taught me how to be respectful. And and that's the things you want as a parent, a coach, to be with your child.
Well, it's like I said, this is my 19th year here, and when you're here at a place as long as I've been, you think you know everybody. Well, in comes Coach Tierney. I don't know anybody anymore. I mean, all these guys that played with him.
Makes you feel left out, huh?
Well, yeah. But I tell you what, I'm excited, and we went up to Santa Mont last Thursday at our preseason scrimmage, and I think everybody was impressed. I mean, we didn't just run over them, but it was very well played scrimmage. A lot of sound stuff on offense and defense. Offense had 2 long drives, and we think he has the people in the right positions, and we're looking forward to this. It's going to drop down to 4A is going to help just a little bit.
I was going to ask you that. What's your thoughts on dropping down to the 4A?
Well, about the time you graduated, it was the first time we dropped down, and we were very successful there. 3 straight trips to the Dome, and there's not that much difference between 4A and 5A. It's it's more of a depth thing and being able to stay healthy.
Yeah, I was
throughout
about
the
to say
year.
the same thing. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So you get into games 6, 7, and 8. That separates the 4As from the 5As.
That is.
And that's what last year, for instance, our last year in the Catholic League, we go out and beat another Catholic League school in the first game, and we should have won the second Catholic League game, and then we get banged up a little bit. Some key people go down, and the rest of the season was tough. And that more than anything else was behind our decision to get back down. We want to be in the Catholic League,
Right.
Yeah.
but
And you guys open up against St. Charles Catholic.
St. Charles Catholic is
Defending, right, champ?
defending champs, Class 2A, defending champions, and
So they don't make it easy. Huh?
They don't make it easy.
With you being in almost your 20th year, how hard is it today to get the kids to come out to try out for football versus back, 15, 20 years ago?
I think kids have a lot more choices.
Yeah, that's what
Things
yeah.
they can do. But I can tell you, I'm glad you brought that up. 20 years here, and I can't remember ever having more than 30 eighth graders show up to play football. This year we got 57.
Wow. That's a big difference.
That's
So,
good.
yeah,
Wow.
they're putting their video
Putting the work
games
in.
away,
They put it,
and,
yup.
Yeah.
And you know, good thing you brought that up, Rich, because you know I remember back when I went out for football. It wasn't all the things you got today, the PS5s, and then some children don't even want to go outside.
Yeah,
we stayed outside. We loved
That was the
outside, but
thing.
now these kids
Instead of
today,
light went off.
they don't want to do nothing but stay on the computer, stay behind the game, stuff
I
like
also
that.
see a lot of special, guys hanging around the batting cages. Hey, man, don't play football.
Yeah.
Don't play basketball. You need to get your 1,000 cuts in a day so you can go to the major
Yeah.
leagues.
Yeah.
Play a fall sport, play a winter sport, play a spring sport, and you're going to be better for it because they're all going to help. Each sport's going to help you out. So
It's been years since I played. Do they still let the kids wear their jerseys around school? Like they do?
Friday,
Good.
Yeah.
They still do that, huh?
Yeah, we get
I used to love that, man. That was I couldn't wait to
Fridays,
wake up and do
we
that.
got the football jerseys. In the springtime, the bowling team's wearing their bowling shirts, and the baseball team's wearing it. So yeah, it's kind of a tradition.
You're a bowler.
Yeah, I'm a bowler. Yeah, I bowled at on Williams.
He's a really good bowler.
Yeah, 200
This
average.
guy does everything.
200 average. Wow.
He does everything. How Richie Rich?
Everything.
You bowled for the Patriots?
No, I didn't. I didn't bowl in high school. I don't even think they offered it.
What position you played in football?
I don't know. Wide receiver.
I don't remember. I was about to say
Yeah,
the same thing. I don't remember bowling being a thing when I was
That was a long time
in
ago.
high school. When did they really start like the bowling and
That's good. It started before I got here, but none of the other schools. I've been in this racket for 41 years.
Yeah.
So I was the first one to really add bowling, and for about 10 or 15 years there. I know we're getting off subject a little bit.
Oh, no.
But Shaw Bowling rolls. I mean,
Yeah.
they were good. Miss Denise Vidross, and you remember her.
I've heard. Trust me, I've heard that bowling team is really good.
Yeah. Now, Brother Martin has come up with they might have won 3 or 4 state championships. So other schools, I think.
Is your son bowl?
No.
I saw him doing the movement.
But he uses the bumper still. I'm just joking. I need the bumper. That's for sure. I can't bowl. I can't bowl worth for nothing.
You bowl?
No. I mean, when I go out, I'll definitely bowl, but
It's just
that's
crazy how many different sports they have now in high school. I mean, don't they have some high schools have golf now too?
Yeah, but I think that's been around for a while.
Really? I didn't know, none of these. I guess I don't know.
everything advances, man.
Swimming,
Everything
I know that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Swimming,
crazy,
yeah.
man. Yeah, it's changed. I can tell you that.
So looking forward to this first game. What do you think the atmosphere is going to be like when you got Coach Hank first home game, Coach Hank coming back, stadium, the alum coming back? What you think the atmosphere?
It's going to be.
I can't wait.
Wild. It's going to be extremely exciting. The only thing that's holding me back right now is the expected weather for Friday night or leading up to Friday.
It's been raining
When is
all
that
day.
first game?
It's Friday.
Where?
The first real game
This
is
Friday.
St. Charles Catholic next Friday
And where is that going to be?
in La Place.
In the Plaza.
Yeah.
You think you can get us some sideline passes? We would love to come to that first real game, man. That would be nice.
It's gonna be a tough one.
It is going to be. I can't do anything for.
Yeah, I love a good football game.
But then we have a very interesting schedule with St. Charles Catholic defending 2A state champs, and then we have a school from Houston coming in, a private school called the Kincaid School.
Yeah.
In fact, George and Jeb Bush, that's where they graduated from high
wow.
school.
Yeah, look, Saul said the bowling team won state in 2011. He was here. He's a Shaw Eagle.
Man, what is up with this bowling, man? I'm telling you.
Listen, anybody want to challenge us in bowling? And I say us, meaning
my
Shaw.
God.
Let us know.
Not me, you. Because I'm not bowling nothing. I ain't bowling anything.
Let us know.
Zero.
We definitely challenge you, and I'm not gonna be bowling, but we'll put our team against.
I tell you.
Saul
I
said,
want to see what excitement that Shaw's going to be all about. Week 3. Rumble Raiders out here. What a megaphone.
Rival.
well, yeah, we won't come to that one for sure.
That's a rivalry.
That's it. By the way, that is going to be a serious
Yes.
game, and a lot of people here.
Rummel Raiders
I'm
against the
excited
Shaw
about that.
Eagles.
Megaphone.
The Eagles against the Raiders.
That's huge, man. That's one thing that
Let's call it like we see it. That's East Bank versus West Bank,
Yeah.
and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun. I tell you Rummel really has had a lot of changes too the last couple of years, huh?
Not so much. Coach Roth, who is one of the many coaches who learned coached here as an assistant under Coach TIERNEY. He was the head football coach for 20 some years, and he became the athletic director. And one of his top assistants, Nick Monica, who's the son of Frank Monica, who got the thing going at St. Charles Catholic, has been the head coach now, I guess, for about 4 or 5 years, and he's done a great job. And Rummel always does a great job. And to beat them is an accomplishment, and hopefully we're going to be able to compete with them this year.
It's gonna happen.
So are we going to have any people around here wearing Rummel stuff? I'm just saying,
Look how they looked at you. They're like, "Don't get beat up." You know better than that, Richie.
It's an honorary Shaw alumnus right there.
Exactly. Really, very good. I tell you what, very impressive. I can tell you that.
Definitely, man.
Very.
Saul had a question. Who do we need to talk to get the alumni flag football tournament again?
Oh,
We'll set that up with Kyle Goday.
Now we're
that's
talking.
my boy.
Kyle Goday.
Yeah, that's
Kyle
my boy.
Goday, Saul.
That's a good answer, Kyle Goday. In fact, any question like that, the answer is Kyle Goday.
Getting a lot of questions.
Kyle to go there and get that set up.
And I could be an official. I officiate. I do football, basketball, and I umpire. Girls softball, high school softball.
I'll let Kyle Goday know that.
But we do flag.
I can get up and let Jason tell us about the gridiron.
Yeah,
Club.
come on.
Jason. Coming up, introduce him. I'm gonna take a break. Let Jason come on and tell you all about the Gridiron Club.
Come on.
Oh Lord.
All right, so we got Jason on with us. I don't want to mispronounce
Jason?
your
How you
last
doing?
name. Pronounce your last name for me.
Amadio, but you
Amadio.
can say Amadeo.
Amadio.
We go by both. It's all right.
And he is. Tell everybody who you are.
So I am the president of the Eagle Gridiron Club. I am a alumnus of Archbishop Rommel High School, but I am now an honorary alumnus of Archbishop Shaw. My son is a freshman here, so it's his second year here. And my family, my father-in-law and my wife and mother-in-law have been involved at Shaw for over 30 years. And so it's a very special place. I've been here for close to 20 years now, ever since my wife and I have been together, and learned to grow, learned to love the place as I kind of grew. And my son's here, and just we're doing the best that we can to make sure he has the best experience.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Awesome.
And obviously with the Gridiron page, I know you're on Twitter, I know you're on social media trying to push it. I told him I'll help him out with that. But just overall, from your perspective, there's a lot of alums that has gone, have been to the school, have gone to the school. What's one thing that you want to see more out of the alums this upcoming year?
Yeah, sure. I think that, as an outsider, I get to view things a little differently than the guys that have been around or were here 20 years ago and haven't spent a lot of time back on campus. And, with what happened with Coach Hank and then Coach Scott, and now Coach Tommy, there was a lot of the division between certain age groups. And I think the one big thing that we're trying to do between the Eagle Gridiron Club and the Alumni Association is just to try to unite and unify all these different age groups of people, because, being divided only hurts the kids that are here now.
Right.
So you had this 20-year period where guys kind of felt like maybe the school or whatnot turned their back on them when things went down with Coach Hank. And so they then turned their back on the school and the students. And so the school sort of suffered from that. And I think what we're trying to do now is just say, hey, guys, look, this is about everyone. This is not about that 1980, 90, early 2000 group trying to come back. We want to just keep this thing going,
Yeah. Okay. Definitely. Yeah, we definitely want that. So all the alums watching this right now, make sure y'all come out to the games. Make sure you support. They definitely we are gonna need your support. I say we because I'm an Eagle too. So
That's right.
So definitely we're gonna need your support this year. Fill up that stadium. There's a reason why we have a new stadium. Fill it up, please. But just from your perspective, I know I asked this question earlier, but just your vibe on everything going on with the school right now and how exciting it is, especially for you, because I know previously maybe running that page hasn't been as exciting as it would be this year. So
that's right. Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of, my son was in 8th grade last year, played football. And so I kind of got put onto the Eagle Gridiron Club, maybe October, November, December, had meetings with Coach Tom ALEF, Coach Tommy Connors to talk about this upcoming season and things that we could do to try to make it better. And then lo and behold, we come back after the holidays in January, this big announcement comes, and it really made my job a whole lot easier as being the president of the Gridiron Club to just kind of start spreading the word. And, but it goes beyond just football. The club is Gridiron Club, but, if you look at our sports seasons and academics that, took place last year. I mean, basketball went to the state championship game. Wrestling was in, the top, came in 2nd or 3rd. We've had bowling was there. So it's not just about football and us trying to, raise awareness and funds and fill the stadium. It's just telling everybody, hey, look, this is what's going on Shaw's campus. And I think that really these things have been going on here. It's just that it hadn't been out in the public eye
as much, yeah.
And so I thought that the easiest way to do that was through social media and just letting everyone know. So anytime something positive was happening on campus, whether it be academics or athletics, I try to share it, and just try to get it out there and let people know, like, this is something special here on the West Bank that we have here. And now we just need to make sure everybody else sees it.
And I think from obviously now being a father, and I have a 5-year-old, it's a good thing, especially as an alum, to bring your kids and let them experience it. And then, they come to Shaw and then they, might play football, might play bowling, so there's a lot of things that you can get, and there's a lot of memories that you can create with being an alum, bringing your kids back, showing them, the right way and things like that. Because the things you learn at this school, you're going to take on with you for the rest of your life. So,
yeah, look, 100%. And I mean, I had a wonderful experience at Rummel, and, my son, like I said, my father-in-law and my wife, they're involved. They've been coaching here for 30 years. And so my son got an opportunity to spend a lot of time on this campus at a young age. And so he started building those memories and started, kind of knowing that this was where he was going to be most comfortable. And as a dad, I think that I just want to make sure that I put him in a position to be successful.
Yeah.
Right. And, if he went to Rummel because he thought I wanted him to go to Rummel, well, then, I don't think he would have the same experience if he went somewhere where he wanted to go. Right. And so that's all that it is. I think that as a father, we just want to make sure we put him in a position to be comfortable, to be successful. And this was the best place for him.
Now, let me ask you this. Week 3, you're not going to be on the sideline. Like, oh, man, come on.
No,
like,
look, man.
Going between both teams.
When I think the very first time I met Coach Hank was in January, and I told him, introduced myself. We had a good conversation. I told him then, I said, Coach, I just want to ask permission now that when we win week 3, I want to be right behind you when they give you the megaphone so I can be decked out in Shaw gear and we could be on the front page of the Times-Picayune with me in Shaw gear and you guys getting the megaphone.
Trying to start a war.
Hey, it's cool. I can take it. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go. That's right.
Get it back for sure. Definitely. Yeah,
hey, look, I remember a time when you guys had it for 15 years straight, and now look, 2001, I graduated. So a lot of my brothers and classmates, they were the ones that got it back, but you guys, handled business in the playoffs that year. So
it's kind of like, because we always talk about the Saints and, obviously football in general, but like in the household, how intense is it? Obviously with the Shaw and the Rummel thing, it's kind of like Saints Falcons a little bit, right?
Look,
that?
I think, I've got really good friends, and I live here on the West Bank now. And so I'm surrounded by both, my older classmates, guys that I graduated with, are really good friends. And then of course my new friends that we, are with more now. And in the beginning, I think before my son was here and before I got as involved, it was a little bit more intense. But now, I mean, I think I've kind of showed my true colors. So We're all on the same page.
So for all the alums that want to get in touch with you or just message you, tell him how to get in contact with you.
Yeah, I think that the toughest thing for us is just getting the word out, and I'm not too savvy with social media, but I've figured Twitter and Facebook, a lot of people are on. So we've got the Eagle Gridiron Club group and page that you can follow. As I said, I try to share everything school related. So you can message me there. You can email us. We've got a Shaw Eagle Gridiron Club @gmail.com email address. Super easy, to send out any questions, things of that. So,
Okay.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
No, hey, look, thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you guys
this was
for
awesome.
inviting us. We really appreciate it. Definitely.
Appreciate it.
And we're definitely looking forward to the season. Yeah, I'm glad you remembered me. Definitely, man. So as you hear, Shaw is definitely back. And we definitely got to get that megaphone back too, man. 12 years is a long time. 12 years is a long time.
He's coming on in a minute.
What you said?
Hank's coming up.
Okay, cool. So what's your take so far, Richie Rich, just from being here and hearing everything? And
I tell you what I like about it, I see now is just the family oriented group of people and stuff that have been around. It's like, especially with Blake, just the interaction that he has with the coaches and just the faculty and all that. I think it goes a long ways. It really is. And what Jason says is very true. You see that it's more of a family atmosphere, so it goes a long way, especially with parents at home knowing their kids being taken care of.
Sure.
And, because that's something we all.
That's what you want.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
As a
So,
parent, you definitely want that, and that's something that they're able to provide, and they will provide, and they've been providing that for a long time. I mean, even when I was here, they were providing that. So,
yeah.
And I've been here 18 years.
Well,
so.
it's funny. My business partner for my company, Limitless Entertainment, Alvin Angelo, he actually graduated from here too. So it goes. It's all small, it's full circle, man. I tell you, it's crazy. So it goes a long way, and just the athletes, man. I'm ready to. I want to see them all play, but I'm really looking forward to that defense, man. I tell you.
That's what they say, right?
It's going to be impressive, man.
They
It's
got
going to be
8
impressive.
starters returning on defense this
Yeah.
year. So
And
I'm excited
another
about
thing
that.
too is I noticed too, the parents themselves, the volunteering, it's grown so much. Just the first time that I came with Jason invited me to come with the gridiron, we started off with, I think it was like maybe 7 people in the group, and it's just grown for every meeting and just to help, and he does a big event at the golf course. That really was a great turnout. So it's just little things like that, all the parents and things that are Jason helping out with, and Coach Hank, everybody's involvement, just the school, it's really going well.
So Brandon, you want to come on? Yeah, I'll hop on in there. Come on real quick.
It's crazy because I did a little Catholic school when I was coming up. I went to Our Lady of Prompt Succor.
I remember that.
and when I wasn't able to come to Shaw, but I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I always said, yeah, I want to go to Shaw.
We converted them. You see that, right?
Yeah. I did as a kid,
We
but
converted them.
it didn't work out. I went to the Patriots. So
You
it
was
didn't
like
work out.
seeing that bus pass, like, why I can't get
Man, I
on the
wish
Shaw
I could go to
bus?
Shaw, man. I wish I could.
you know.
So we got Brandon SURRENCY, the Director of Advancement, with us. For those who don't know, tell people your job title.
All right. So my job title, Director of Advancement, is really marketing, fundraising, getting alumni involvement, all lumped in one, as well as a little bit of recruiting as well, admissions, keeping those kids on the West Bank, making it feasible for them to be able to come to Archbishop Shaw, in advancing the school, right? The whole thing is, how do you advance the school? Well,
Right.
It's not just athletics.
Yes.
It's academics as well, right? It's spirituality. It's that family atmosphere. It's that culture. It's all those things culminate to one aspect, right? And so once you get that, and a lot of people looked at it at times in the last few years is, oh, y'all aren't successful in athletics. But trust me, we've been busy. We've been working, right?
Right.
Academically, we have multiple kids with 30 plus on the ACT. We had a kid make it 35 last week.
Wow.
So
He's awesome.
just said the young man in Notre Dame, right? So we're sending those kids in different places around the country. And so I think that goes to show that not just athletically, but academically, we're doing our thing. And if you look at what's going on in the middle of our campus right now, our priest, Father Steve Ryan, is hosting an adoration where multiple alumni are back on campus right now attending adoration. So our big thing right here is continue that family atmosphere you talked about, right? If we want to be successful, we want to win. We want to win every day. It's one of the things you can hear us talking about. Win the day. Win the day. I don't care if it's a Spanish test, a geometry test, an engineering test. Win the day, right? Every day, wake up like it's game day. And so that's one of my big things here is winning the day. And we want to win in all aspects. We don't want to just win in sports. We don't want to just win in academics. We want to win in all aspects
In life.
and culminate that to a family atmosphere and prepare these young men to be successful in life, right?
Yeah.
If we put guys out there that go to the NFL, that engineers, and they're missing the point of the family atmosphere, what have you really done, right? So we're grooming the whole person. We want the whole person to be successful. It's not bits and pieces.
Right.
It's the whole thing. And that's what makes this school very special. Right here on Salesian Lane, we're very blessed to have the Salesians at St. John Bosco. They have a very strong mission to helping the youth. As you know, in our community, we're West Bank tough, we're blue collar, right?
It's true.
Well, if we talk about it as West Bank loud, West Bank proud, you know?
It's true.
So true.
So how much joy does that bring you though? Having that job title, just like you said, kids scoring 35 on a test and doing different things like that. Like how much joy does that bring you
Well,
personally?
it brings you back to, so my dad was class of 92, playing for Coach Hank. My little brother wrestled for me this past year, class of 2020, so 2 years ago now. And myself, class of 2009. And being able to see the school grow in such ways that you never, we're a younger school when you compare us to Catholic schools.
Right.
And so for us to continue to grow in all facets, I think it embraces that family atmosphere for the various alumni who are doctors, who are lawyers, who are successful athletes in every field. So we're able to bring everybody in as one. And so it makes you proud when you see this is, back in the day, Shaw's a jock school, Shaw's this, right?
He used to say
And so you're able to say, well,
they used to say that.
what's your average ACT score? I bet we got you, right? So
Right.
we're winning in that too,
Right.
So I think it's tying all those things in. It makes it a special place. We have the right people here on campus. I was able to play for Scott for a little while. I played with Tommy, and my dad played for Hank. So I've been able to see
Full
the
circle.
different, the different dynamics. And all three guys are great guys, all Shaw guys. I know Hank with the Holy Cross, but he's an honorary alumnus. So we count him in our crew. So it's been a unique experience, but it's been absolutely phenomenal. And watching the school grow. And even if you look back to this past year with enrollment wise, we were at a very bad point, 375, and we kept growing. We're at 419 right now. We
That's
expect
good.
to be at 450. We're pushing the 500, 600 again. We want to get back up to the Catholic League, but we want to have the numbers to do so. And so, we're excited.
So last question, looking at everything, and obviously the people that are watching right now live, how could we make your job easier? What would you want people to know?
Okay.
And what do you need as far as help wise?
We want you back, right? We have a bunch of alumni who from 1966, to now. And we want all of you back, right? We don't, whatever happened in the past is in the past.
It's in the past, yeah.
Right? I don't care if you're a Scott guy, if you're a Hank guy, if you're a Tommy Connors guy. We are all one. We are all Archbishop Shaw.
Yep.
At the end of the day, we are stronger together, right? We talked about the megaphone game, West Bank versus East Bank. Again, West Bank proud,
Absolutely.
and we're trying to hold it down.
And I think that's the goal now with everybody and with Hank being back is to keep the West Bank kids on the West Bank,
Right.
and going to school at Shaw, where it used to be like that. Not the
Absolutely.
kids leaving to go here in New Orleans, Metairie, wherever. Keep them over here on the West Bank.
A lot of West Bank kids going to John Curtis, and
Right.
I never did understand that. One thing about it is I'm not actually originally from the West Bank.
Okay.
I moved on the West Bank with my aunt when I was right around 14. And believe it or not, most people that know me, I claim the West Bank. I don't care.
He does.
To me, it's the West Bank.
He does claim it.
No offense to Metairie, New Orleans, all my Metairie because I claim the West Bank.
most of my childhood right here on the West Bank.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, look, I appreciate
Thank
y'all
you.
having me
Oh,
on.
man, we appreciate you
Thank
coming
y'all.
on.
Coach
Thank
Hank
you.
just walked in, so
Yes.
I feel like we need to get him up in.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
definitely
get the
bring
man
him
of the
on.
hour.
The man of the
any
hour.
further ado,
Let's bring him on, man.
So I'm back to follow there now.
Got Coach Hank.
what's up, Coach?
How y'all doing,
Coach.
fellas?
What's
Yeah,
happening?
What's going on?
Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
My pleasure. I like that. I'll claim the West Bank. I like that.
He trying to get on the good side,
Very
Coach.
true.
He trying to get on the good
Yes,
side.
sir. Yes, sir.
Definitely. So I'm driving in today. It's been 18 years since I've been on campus. 18 years. And I'm like, man, I'm so excited pulling in. I remember the buses leaving and coming back in the morning and stuff like that. And just being on campus, going into the cafeteria just brought a lot of memories. For you, being back, how special is it to be back in a place where it all
Well,
started?
you got me for 2 years. It's been 20 years since I've been back, so
Yep.
so it's indeed special. I'll tell you, I'm having a blast. You know, great. Like Brandon said, the key to me is what great people they have working here. Like it's a great atmosphere to work in. I mean, you walk around the school day, the kids are they're really caught up in schoolwork. Yet at lunchtime, while they're having fun, they're enjoying the Archbishop Shaw experience. And I'm not even talking football now. I'm talking the school day, the school community, the school atmosphere. And I just think the way they've turned the school around in terms of academics, in terms of trying to make this a great experience for the kids, will go a long way towards selling the school. I'm here to win football games, and that's what we plan to do. So I'm here to do my part, but I'm also here to bring back a bunch of the old alumni, hundreds that I coached, and we've already started doing that. So we try to get everybody back on the train and get that train rolling again.
That's awesome.
So last year, after the title game, he was on the verge of retiring. What one of your decisions to come back to Shaw?
I tell you, it's way past the verge. I retired. I told the principal of Ponchatoula, who, by the way, was an Eaglet and was in the Eagles the year we won the state championship. She said, "Coach, I was at that game." Well, she was my principal of Ponchatoula. So every time there was a problem, I remind her of that. But I told her in August that when school started, this was it. You know, we had a special bunch of kids that had all played since they were sophomores. They'd won a ton of games, most in the history of the school. And we knew we had a chance to be really good. And they hadn't been to the Dome in 80 years, you know, so we got it going. But I knew that was it. You know, 30 years public school retirement. And, you know, I just made 70 years old. So I was going out with that bunch. And I was going to lay on the sofa. And I thought about possibly coaching again, but not teaching, not a whole day deal, none of that. I was retired. And after the game, you probably heard the press conference after the game, they point blank asked me. And I said, "This is it, I'm done." You know, win or lose, I was done. And I was, you know, and I was laying on my sofa in Ponchatoula, and the phone rang with Father Steve, you know.
And that's what I think, Coach, what people don't realize when it goes into coaching as far as, you know, just like with Sean Payton, retired and stuff. People don't realize in that moment, it's not that they not being truthful, but in that moment, you was retired.
And I really
and you felt like you wasn't coaching again.
I really was. I put a whole lot into it, That school has been really bad from a football standpoint. And a lot of people put a lot of time in to get it turned around. And we built a really good program there with a bunch of really good kids. And I was just burnt out. You know, I used to always laugh at people to say we're burnt out, but I was burnt out, you know, and I really was. I was done. And now I knew Father Steve when he was Brother Steve in the late 80s. He was here. Okay. And so he was here for some real good teams, you know. Yeah. We used to call him Brother Boat Up because he was like the strongest guy in the school. When he was in the 80s, you know? And then when he called me, I was like, honestly, I thought he wanted me to recommend somebody for the job. And then one of my guys that I coached named, y'all probably know TIERNEY, they called him Duck. I said, "He gonna offer you the job." I said, "You crazy? He gonna offer me the job?" And sure enough, that's what happened. Wow. And you know, my wife was like, "What are you trying to do? Just lay on the sofa all day? You know, you just think about that. You know, you need to go help this." And that's kind of what it was. It was a good offer, but it was also a chance for me. You know, I didn't leave on the best of terms. You know, 21 years ago. You know,
it's like it's full circle.
But right, it was a whole new, you know, coming home, and there was a whole different crew of people here. And what I've been so happy about is so many of my old players have come back. You know, so many have come back, have given back. And look, we just scratching the surface of that.
And you know, and that's what I was telling the guys earlier when we was talking about it. It ain't just all about football. I've talked to several guys that gym coach, and the first thing they tell me is, "Coach, what Coach done for me on and off the field as young men, made me a better person."
And I truly believe that's the calling of coaching. You know, and I said that after the state game. If the only thing as a coach you ever do is make a kid a better football player, then you're failing. If you're not helping make him a better person, make him accountable to his actions, then you've really not done your job. And to me, coaching was a blessing. It was a calling, but I was as much concerned about helping these young men through the toughest times of their life, which is their adolescent years, you know.
I want to
And-
talk about that a little bit, Coach.
Go ahead.
You know, every team you've coached, you always brought that winning mentality. What goes into that? And, you know, what kind of challenge is that for you?
Well, we have a system, and I'm gonna give credit to Joe Zimmerman, who was my mentor, who he gave me a chance to coach here. When people don't know this, I came here to coach basketball. You know, believe it or not,
Wow.
1977. And back in them days, everybody coached everything. So I started coaching with Joe Zimmerman, and he always had a plan for the season. And his whole key word was organization. And he taught me to be successful, you have to be organized. You have to want to put the time in, and you have to be organized. And that's always been my deal. Let's be organized. Let's have plans, have goals. Let's do things a certain way all the time. So when we came here, we tried to do the same thing. You know, we tried to tell the kids, this is how we do things, and we're going to do it this way. And we've done it that way. And it's been a successful system here at West Jefferson and at Ponchatoula. So we've instilled the same process here, same system. And I think it's already starting to pay off.
That's cool. So speaking of this year and winning and things like that, what's your expectations
Well, you know,
for this team this year?
I heard Brandon talk. We're not in the Catholic League, you know.
Yeah.
You know, we you know, I'm familiar, obviously, with the Catholic League. You know, we played Brother Martin at Ponchatoula, and you know, we were a very good team this past year. So I know what kind of teams they were playing with. The year Jesuit won the state championship, for example, they lost one game. We beat them at Ponchatoula. You know, so we had a 5A team over there ourselves. So when I realized, and I would watch Shaw, you know, watch the results, they were playing with 375 students against Brother Martin with 1,200. You know, Jesuit with 1,400. It just really was it was going to be tough for anybody. So, you know, when they decided to go down to 4A, I thought that was a smart, and it had nothing to do with me.
Right,
The decision was made long before me. I thought that was just a great, smart decision to do that. And then now we can go down and we can win in 4A, which I think we can. I think we could be very competitive. I think we can win. Then we can continue to build the enrollment, which is going to happen also. I mean, we got a lot of really good things happening here. You know, I get my guys to just come to the school every day, walk around, look at it. You know, we got a lot of things going on. So we build the enrollment back. I'm going to tell you, I came here to get back in the Catholic League. That's the reason I'm here, you know, and to do that, we got to raise the enrollment and we got to have success in football. But, you know, I loved it when we were playing Jesuit and we were going to play Brother Martin and, you know, beat Rama winning that megaphone every year.
For sure.
Which hadn't happened in a while.
I remember those times.
So you have 8 returning starters. Would you say that's a strength of your team this year?
On defense, yeah, absolutely.
Defense,
And they
that's what I was about to say,
played good in the Franklin spring game, and then they really played good in scrimmage against St. Amant. Definitely the strength of our team right now is our defense. Those kids did play. They played in the Catholic school and actually played quite well today. They had injuries last year. They beat Holy Cross and really had a legitimate chance to beat Rummel. Then they got a lot of injuries and, you know, fell off. But that's definitely the strength of our team.
Tell us about running back David Kinsey, an all-district guy. He broke a 62-yard against St. Amant last week. Tell us a little bit about him.
He is a complete back. When I talk about backs, and I've been very fortunate, I've coached a lot of really, really good backs. He is a complete back. He can catch the ball. He will block, which in 2022 is a rarity as a block. He will stick his nose in there and block. And, you know, he's a 10'6", 10'7" guy. So when he gets a little bit of space, nobody around here is going to catch him. And that's what happened the other night. You know, he broke a couple of tackles. He got outside 2 kids that had it. He just ran away from him. You know, he had a great all-season lifting weights. He's rocked up pretty good. So I'm looking for great things, and I'm trying not to kill him too much, give him the ball too much, trying to keep him around. But
Give it to him, coach.
He's a difference maker. He's one that, you know, people talk about he's a dude. He's a dude, definitely.
I noticed you got him in that weight room because I see Blake coming home every day. He looks bigger and bigger every time I look at him.
We believe in him tremendously. You know, we lift the kids that don't have PE in the morning. You know, we lifted 4 times a week in the summer. You know, so we gonna lift. I mean, the strength of Ponchatoula was like we were strong. We were really strong. And that was another Joe Zimmer thing. You know, the strongest team is gonna win is gonna stay away from injuries. And I've adopted that philosophy, and you know, we're gonna lift. I mean, that's no doubt. And listen, Shaw lifted. We got there. These kids were not weak. They had lifted, you know, prior to me getting here. So we just continued to lift it.
So I got to ask you this. Heard there's a rumor that you staying on at school and then
my house is where I live, right there, right through that door.
How did all that come about?
My wife said, you can go. My wife is probably the best football coach's wife in the world. She said, you can go. She said, but I'm not moving. So we live in Ponchatoula.
She demanded that.
So it's 58 miles, from driveway to my father's
Right.
58 miles. And wasn't too bad. In the summer, I was going 3 times a week. But Father Steve said, look, we got a lot of rooms in the house. You can stay there. So it's like living in a hotel, to be honest with you. I got a home, separate bathroom, shower, and all, closet. I can eat with the sleep if I want. But perfect for me because we practice. I watch film about 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I walk 2 hours yards, take a shower, and go to sleep.
That's it.
Wake up at 5. I'm across the street and drinking coffee at 5 in the morning. Y'all ever over here? Come join me.
Okay.
But it's actually working out, right? I go home on weekend. I'm like a college kid.
That's cool.
Stay all week, go home on weekend.
He's dedicated. He is dedicated.
So coming back to Shaw, seeing they have their own stadium now, and it's named after your mentor, how do you feel about that?
I love it, man. First time I walked out there, I got goosebumps. I seriously love it. It's a great deal. In fact, we have we have the biggest 8th grade we've ever had here. I don't know if Brandon mentioned that. The biggest 8th grade in the history of school.
Wow.
All right, so we had like 60 of them try out for football, just for the 8th grade team.
Wow.
And Father Steve, I love him. Father Steve said, I don't want you cutting on them boys, keep them all. So we got 56 8th graders right there. We was able to get helmets and all,
Wow.
And so
we got 2 right here for you.
I need them too. So we took 8th grade pictures the other day. We took the picture right under Joe Zimmerman Stadium name. I took a picture of it and sent it to him.
That's pretty cool.
I said, Coach, everybody here could take a picture. We'll be right under your name now because you got all this going.
Coach, how excited are you that you're going to open the season against the Division III champ, St. Charles?
I'm not too excited about that.
Look, you got a warm up. You got Riverdale, which probably won't be as much of a problem, but
We hope not. But,
in the jamboree.
we went and watched St. Charles play now. I've been doing this a long time, and I've been around a lot of really great coaches. And probably the best coach, in my opinion, the best high school coach I've ever seen is Frank Monica. All right, Frank Monica has been the coach at St. Charles for like 15 years. To this past year, he retired.
Wow.
And Wayne Stein was to Frank Monica like I was to Joe Zimmerman. He was that was Wayne's mentor, and so I know what kind of program Frank Monica built there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then Wayne did something unbelievable this year. He won the state championship in football and baseball.
Wow.
When was the last time that happened?
No.
He was the coach now for the football team
Wow.
and the baseball team.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow,
And
that's a good coach in them.
and then I saw the state championship game against LCA last year, where LCA was definitely the better team, but St. Charles won. And then we saw them play Friday night. And I was like, oh my God. They play hard. They run to the ball. It's going to be a tremendous test. I told me they only lost like 2 games at home in like 5 years. So it's going to be a tremendous challenge to go in there.
Yeah, sometimes good coaching can, win over better athletes and stuff like that. I've seen that just coaching football, even at the little league level.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is they're very well coached. I don't know. We go out coach.
The one thing we know is you'll have our boys prepared.
We'll be ready to play. Yeah, we've been talking
definitely.
about St. Charles all spring and all summer. We're talking about them. And and then 2 weeks after St. Charles, the Rumble Raiders come to Marrero.
Yep.
So and I don't need to tell y'all
How excited are you for that game?
I'm already excited for that one.
I can tell.
But I'm not as excited as I was about 2 weeks ago, because they played Ponchatoula last Friday. They scrimmaged Ponchatoula, and that's all my guys in Ponchatoula. And they sent me that film, and I was like, wow, because Ponchatoula's gonna be good again.
Yeah.
And Rumble played with me the entire scrimmage.
Wow.
So Rumble is a really good team. So St. Charles. And we played a team from Houston who I was told by Terry Jones was not very good. I sure hope so. We had an open date, and we couldn't find anybody to play, and they were open. Our AD Coach Hale said they got a team in Houston open. Obviously, one of them Texas 5A schools, and now I want no part of that. But then we caught around. It's a private school in Houston. So Terry is coaching at the University of Texas, Terry Jones. And so he said, I'm going to find out for you. He said, you can beat them. So
I went to a game in Katy, Texas 2 years ago to see a family member play. And I tell you what, those schools over there look like college campuses. That's crazy.
I know.
It's crazy.
Texas.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Texas football.
Everything's bigger in Texas. That's what they say.
Football.
That's what they say.
Y'all made sure I checked it one of them big 5A schools now. I
Yeah.
checked it.
Yeah. So, last question. I mean, obviously, we have a lot of people watching, a lot of alums watching. I guess, what would you say to the alums and the people that are watching? What would you want them? Like, you want them to come back,
Come
obviously.
back. Like,
But
just
what would
like-
you say to them that are watching right now?
like Brandon, like Brandon said, they're going to identify Hank Tierney with football and with success at Shaw in football. But I'm also going to invite them back to come see how good the school is. Like y'all know who Cameron Vaughn is. Cameron was a 4-year starter at LSU. He just popped in Friday, and we walked him around.
I coached him.
You coached Cameron on the playground
At Terrytown.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
I was his kid. Me and Coach Keith. Coach Keith was his dad. He passed away.
He died in a car accident.
Yes,
That's
car
right.
accident.
Yeah.
Right. Me and Coach Keith coached him.
That's right. Well,
And he was the center.
That's right. What kind of kid he was? He was before you started.
He was a good
linebacker
guy.
at
Yes.
LSU. And
Yes.
he's doing very, very well. He's in real estate. He
Make
sells
me feel old.
pharmaceuticals. And
Yeah,
I
Coach
walked him
Cam.
around. And he met Father Steve, and he met, talked to the kids, and he was like super impressed. And that's all we need to do.
Yeah.
Is get him back. If we get him back here, we got him. I'm telling you.
The
'cause
Ryan Clarks,
it's a
the
great school.
Marlon
I
Favor.
would sure like to
I
see.
talked
I
around
would
a
sure
bunch,
like
man.
to see
I
Cam.
talked around a bunch. Brian promised me you're gonna come talk to my team.
All right.
I want to see
Brian
Cam.
came to a game at Ponchatoula, so he's
So
gonna
you know
come.
he's gonna be.
Yeah, he's gonna come. Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt. So I
Wow.
was trying to find Torrey James. I remember him.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
hiding out the
Yeah.
woodland somewhere. I mean, Torrey played in 2 Super Bowls and
Yeah.
played in 3 Pro Bowls.
Yeah.
And of course the Josephs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You identify Archbishop
Van
Shaw,
Jo-
you think of them
yeah.
Josephs. That's the first thing you
That's
think
right.
of.
That's right.
How exciting is it for like whenever you watch? Obviously, you're a coach, but whenever you watch like NFL and you see players that you used to
Sure. Oh,
coach,
yeah,
how
yeah.
exciting is that?
Well, it's not. It doesn't happen tremendous because it's hard to play there. But in college, it happens a lot. Like the kid we coached 2 years ago at Ponchatoula was LSU starting quarterback 2 years ago, TJ Finley, and then he's a starting quarterback at Auburn right now. So watching him, and then the kid that was the player of the year in the state last year, Jacoby Matthews at Ponchatoula, he's at A&M. Unfortunately, he's at A&M.
Yeah.
But I talked to him today. He told me he had a pick in the scrimmage yesterday. So I can't wait to watch those. I get excited to watch those kids that you coached. Tulane's best player was from Ponchatoula. It's still his name's Tajay Spears, running back. So it's really good to watch them guys play. But excited about them guys coming back. That's the big thing.
That's the big thing,
Getting them back and getting them in the fold and getting them to open them pocketbooks, open them checkbooks. But y'all was saying y'all was wanting help. We hit them up yet?
Well, Coach, look, on behalf of all of us, we want to wish you good luck. We will be in the stands cheering you on. And we also want to encourage former alums to come back, bring their families, and show support to Shaw.
And I appreciate that. Listen, I coach football in the afternoon, but in the morning I help Brandon. I'm in development. So, they come around in the morning, and I tell every one of them, come see me, come hang out with me, and that's what Cam did. He just came over there. He said, Coach, I know you don't have any classes. I said, yeah, come on, let's go. We walked around and met the kids. So I want him to do that. I want him to come back and hang out with us and just see how good the school is.
Well, thank you, Coach.
Thank y'all. I
Thank
appreciate
you
y'all.
so much.
Thank you,
Okay.
Coach.
All right.
Thank you. As y'all see, that's Coach Hank Tierney, head football coach of the Shaw Eagles, man.
That's a young
Man,
boy right
makes
there.
me feel good.
I'm
man.
excited,
Talk
man.
about Cam. I used to coach Cam. I started him with his fundamentals.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Had a big part in it, huh?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Getting them to like football, period. Cam.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you for the Gridiron Club and Shaw for having us.
Yeah,
too,
man.
you
Thank
know?
y'all so much. And thank you to everybody that's tuned in live on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We really appreciate y'all. Also, too, man, big shout out to our sponsors, Bear Law Firm, Element Beverage Company, and also Bayou Furniture. Thank you guys for your sponsorships, and thank y'all for supporting us as well. And man, we will be at Shaw games, and hopefully we get to do live broadcast. That would be nice if we could do that. So y'all stay tuned for that. We're going to try to work out something with Shaw, and y'all stay tuned, man. This sports overtime, and we'll see y'all next week on Tuesday night at 7 p.m.
Thank y'all.
Do that.
We're going to go out with a little music.
Definitely go over the little music.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh,
definitely.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about them Saints, man. They're coming to get the Chargers this week.
Let's hear for the black and gold. Now let's go. Let's scream who the hell. Any competition, yeah, we coming to get you. Let's go. Saints fans, stand up now. Let's hear for the black and gold. Now let's go. Let's scream who the hell. You better run it high, cause we coming to get you. Saints plus soul equals Super Bowl. XJ,
So now you've been told. Back and go, we on the road and we big and bold. You opened up your mouth, now you're knocked out cold. We coming to get ya, I bet you won't win. Left hook, right hook, again and again. We got that high-powered offense with that lethal punch. We're the bullies of the block and we'll take your lunch. On to all of my who-that's across the land. And to all other teams that don't understand. We coming to get ya, I go the Super Bowl. We gonna paint the Lombardi black.
Everybody, let's go. Saints fans, stand up. Let's hear for the black and gold. Now let's go. Let's scream who that way. Any competition, yeah, we coming to get you. Let's go. Saints fans, stand up. Let's hear for the black and gold. Now let's go. Let's scream who that way. You better run it high, cause we coming to get you.